this is it. This is your last video in the COVID science year of 2020. So congratulations, you're almost there. But you got to listen to me for just about 5 more minutes. Here's what we're looking at today. How does adaptation help a species survive in the environment? First, we're going to look at quickly the definition between change and adaptation. Change is the act of altering, transforming. You're substituting one action or behavior for another. So again, going back to our characteristics of living things, this would be sort of like responding to your environment. One individual can do this. You can change your behavior. In other words, you went from not doing your homework to doing your homework. That's change. When we look at adaptation, again, the reminder is that this happens to a species generation after generation. It's physical characteristic or behavior of a species that increases the species' chance of survival in the environment. So it doesn't happen to the individual. It happens generation after generation. And one of our examples that we used back earlier in the unit was the black moth that generation after generation turned white. No, it was the other way around. But you know what I'm talking about. So how does adaptation help a species survive in the environment? Well, if we just look at the polar bear, for example, it's got several adaptations that we're going to look at. I'm going to throw them all up on the screen. You can pause if you want to. Here's some adaptations that help it survive. Yeah, thick fur. Color blends in, thick layers to keep warm. It's actually sort of clear, allows the sun's rays to pass through and keep them warm. Fatty blubber. It's a layer to keep them warm. It works for me as well. Claws. Hunting, clinging to ice. It seems that my little puppy at home has this adaptation as well. Works great for scraping my face. I'm not sure how that increases its chance of survival. Frankly, I think it decreases that dog's chance of survival. But for the polar bear, those claws increase its chance of survival. Great sense of smell. Again, we looked at Darwin's finches and the adaptations of the different beaks to increase their chance of survival consuming different foods. Here's some other adaptations. I mean, this moth or butterfly makes it look like it's staring right at you. It makes it very hard to sneak up behind. Pufferfish it looks very untasty right now. I wouldn't want to pursue that as a predator. This camouflage does not work well in the green grass where this picture's taken, but generally where they're hunting. That spotted camouflage is a great adaptation. Bunny, yeah, he can probably hear me from here, and that picture's taken in Australia. Lots of different adaptations. I'm not 100% sure what lizard this is. If that's a chameleon, its sides will actually change color just a little bit depending on the background it's sitting on. And these dogs have adapted to well, sitting in the pool. Moving on. How does an adaptation increase a species, help a species survive in water environments? We're going to look at 5 factors that affect aquatic adaptation: temperature, pressure, light, salinity, water movement. And I'm going to come back with one more video after this one with survival in the sea. It's kind of boring, but I'll post one more. These are how they are adapted to temperature. They can live in cold or warm water. Examples are sharks, tropical fish, Atlantic salmon. I wonder where that link goes. Oh, to the picture of those living things. All right, very good. Live in warm or cold water. Go back. Can't find that page. Great link. Adapted to light. Some of them can produce their own light. Others, sort of like, it's called bioluminescence. We talked about that in light and optics. Jellyfish and anglerfish. The anglerfish uses that light to attract prey. Jellyfish, I think it just glows to be cool, which in jellyfish school definitely increases your chance of survival. Better chance of survival if you're cool. And now that's a face only a mother could love. Not pretty, but very effective at what it does. That little lure lights up to attract prey, which this ugly thing snaps up. Light, pressure. The soft body allows for high pressure environment. The flattened body to reduce the pressure on the body, and or in some cases a hard outer shell. Jellyfish, squid, and spider crabs are all adapted to changing pressure in the deep. This is where I'd love to take time to tell you about a story where I caught and killed an octopus and ate it for supper in a butter garlic sauce, but that's a story for another day. Salinity, they have to be adapted to salt water. Their gills and skin have to filter out the salt. And examples of those fish, well, any fish that lives in salt water, including Dory and Nemo. Water movement, well, some of them are adapted to moving in the water, and some of them are adapted specifically so they don't move in the water. Filter feeders are examples of those. Barnacles, they anchor in one place and filter food out of the water. Same with this brain coral. I wonder why it's called a brain coral. Just kidding. It's very obvious. So quick review of the whole unit so far. What percentage of the Earth's water is potable? Which of the following are indicators of water quality? Which of the following is caused by gravitational pull of the moon? Only one of those. Something refers to the variety of different kinds of living things. Which of the following is an example of a change? What would be an example of a polar bear adaptation? Eating large berries? I don't know, pick a beak. And what adaptation would best fit the picture of the bald eagle? Only one of them makes sense. What adaptation is best represented here? And last, true or false? There is no evidence that humans have adapted to their environment. Congratulations, you have completed COVID Science 2020, and I am excited to see you back in the building again one day. Hopefully you can stop by when you're back in school next year. Happy summertime. Oh, but first, just before summer, go answer the questions and forums. Thanks.